I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Alright, greetings and salutation, people. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am Omar Stinnett. Hope you're doing well. Very interesting show lined up for you today. Boy, I'm telling you, very, very interesting. As we discuss Jamaica's football, primarily the Reggae Boyz. What's happening with the Reggae Boyz? I know you want to hear the information, but I have to put some context to everything. And so we're going to get into that shortly. And so let me welcome you again to one more for a show. So delighted that you have joined us for this today. We won't be long, but we'll be 2 hours strong. Again, thank you to all our subscribers for subscribing to the channel. For those of you who have liked our videos and shared our videos, big thank you to you. And we want to encourage you to keep that going. We need your support as we continue to grow as a platform that discusses sport, all different kind of sport, globally and locally. We also look at different sporting athletes. It's our extreme joy to be able to be a part of this landscape, this new move, this new wave, and must give credence to all the other vloggers out there who cover sporting content. Some of these guys, it is their work that inspires me and help me to be engaged at this level, right? So many of them, and oftentimes when I call the names, I forget them. So let me see how well I can do. So you have Simon Preston. He operates Reggae Boyz commentary. That's primarily what he covers. You have Coach Minzy at the coach's desk, doing a great job. You have Ryan LFC. You have the Formula Sport. You have Military Guna. Yeah, you have Military Guna. You have Unseen Sport. You have Sports Frenzy. Yeah, you have iMaxit. You have Talawa TV, Crystal, doing a good job. I know that I'm leaving out some. You have Dre Anyweather, covers a lot of Chelsea content. So credence to them and a lot of respect to them, because they're also adding to the voice out there as to what is happening. In particular, though, this video is about the Reggae Boyz and the state of our football, and I promise you, it's going to be I promise you that it's going to be 2 parts, because as you know, that there is, at this point, preparations are being made for a 35-man squad for the next couple of games, or the next 3 games, which is away to the USA, home to Canada, and then away to Honduras. All right, so those are 3 games we have, and they are, like I said, they are 3 very important games. They are, I believe, the make and break game of our campaign for the World Cup. In other words, if we fail in terms of the amount of points we accumulate, then we're going to have problems. Right? So let me just, you look at the description of the video, you may be wondering, what does management mean when he says about several Reggae Boyz red flag for the next 3 World Cup games? So let me give you some definitions. It is to mark or draw attention to for a particular purpose. It is to provoke the attention of, to alert, right? It can be a literal warning of danger, like, you know, you signal a red flag when a ship is sinking. Right? Yeah. So that's what it really means in some of its context. But in the context that this is, it's about some particular players that there are some warnings and indications. So the promise is that this also is going to cover the 35 players in part 2. But part 1, we're going to look at the red flag players. All right. I was trying to get a red flag, but I have a red ribbon. Kind of a red ribbon, you see it? Danger lurking for the Reggae Boyz. And this is going to serve as advice to the coaching staff as well, this video. So welcome again, Damian Brown. Good to see you, Eagle Republic, Fresh God. Always grateful to have you in the building. Ian Campbell. I mean, always good hearing from you. I mean, always having some very introspective views, very articulate in how he communicates. Big up, Shatter as well, paying attention to the things behind me. I don't know why he has eagle eyes, people. So you have to make sure that you cover all grounds in the background of your videos, or else Shatter will pick up stuff. Travis Peso, welcome as well. All right, it's no Ray and it's no Tay. So some of the obvious things is there is danger lurking, right? And we have to be very I'm going to be very positive, because this is going to serve as advice. Now, we're going to select a 35-man squad. What they call, they're supposed to be a provisional squad, right? And at the provisional squad, depending on what happened, whether players go in or out. So let me start with some positive news. Many persons are concerned with Liam Moore. Let me tell you this. Liam Moore injury is not as serious as it appears. So he will be available for selection. This is information from the Birds. All right. So I couldn't get a red flag, so I have to use a red ribbon, and I'm going to wave it, meaning danger lurking. So the good news, let me start with some good news. The good news is Liam Moore, you know, he sustained an injury in the last game for his club, and he is at first it looked like it was very serious, but reports I'm getting is that he is okay and he will be available for the next round of game. Other good news is that many of us thought that a lot of the players may not be many of the English-based players, given what happened at the last game, may not have made themselves available. But with the exception of Leon Bailey, who is injured, all players are available for selection. And so that means the coach has a decision to make about the 35-member squad. The 35-member squad is certainly to ensure that We have a good rotation and quality rotation in the team. I'm not sure that that is the best idea because we need to. I believe that we are at a place where we must win at least one of these games, and we can't afford to lose any. Let me say that again. We can't lose any, and we have to win at least one, or else it is the beginning of the end for our World Cup campaign. These 3 games are more important than the previous 3 games because it determines our fate. It determines our fate as we progress into the qualifiers. Now you must understand the difficulty that Jamaica is in because the coach of the US team is under immense pressure. And the word is that if he doesn't get maximum points from the Jamaica game in the US, which is being played in Arlington, Texas, he could be out of a job. And it's kind of amazing how the US sits on 5 points and they could end up tying the game with Jamaica or losing the game, and Jamaica would still not have surpassed them. And then he would have lost his job. This is a team that defeated Mexico in the Nations League, the team that won the Gold Cup with this coach, and he could still lose his job because World Cup qualifying is not no joke thing. This is the highlight of your nation if you're into football. So with that being said, let me get to some of this information. So the first name that I'm going to mention is Ravel Morris. All right? Ravel Morris is alert Jamaica. Due to reasons that we will not discuss, he, as some of you may know already, he will not be available for the game in Arlington, obviously, which affects him being in the squad. And because it would be, again, a 1-game opportunity for him with limited training time, because this time, follow this. So this time, all the members, unlike the first game where some players stayed, this time around, all the players would travel to the first game in the US, which means that Ravel would not have anybody to train with for the second game, which means he couldn't just come into the squad for the second game like that. All right? So think about that. If he doesn't travel to the US game, he would only be available for the Canada game here at home. All right? It is also possible, given what is happening, that the Panama game, because the team is in the States, that the Canada game could end up being played in the States. If that happens, then understand, I think it will be pointless for Ravel to be a part of the squad. So the Jamaica here, red flag. So if you hear that he's not in there, you know that I gave you warning to prepare. Think about it. There is a possibility that the second game against Canada, instead of it being played in Jamaica, it could be played in the USA, which means that Ravel would end up missing the USA game and the Canada game. If he's available for the third game, would you then bring him into the team? Now, many people may say, well, why not bring back the game to Jamaica and let Ravel play? All right? You have to be wise, because at the same time, you hear about all of the money issues. Would you give up all of the earnings when there is no guarantee that his performance would lead the team to a victory, whether it's played here or in the States? So that's something to consider. All right? So Ravel Mars, you don't have to spend a lot of time discussing that. You can write down these names. All right. Now, we are here today to warn the coach or the selection panel not to make the same mistake that the West Indies Cricket Board made. You see, for this game, people, these players that we're going to discuss right now. Now, I have the liberty to call people naming. And please understand that when we call the player's name, it's not because they are not good. It's just because they pose danger if they are included in our squad. These players that I'm about to call are a danger to our progress in the World Cup qualifying or to qualify for the World Cup. So, we waving the red flag. We are saying, Coach Whitmore and the people who select, these players must stay far from the team for these 3 games. We rate them. We thank them for what they have done for Jamaica. Maybe there's a next cycle that is coming up. The game cycle coming up. Watch this. The next game cycle coming up. Maybe. But right now, stay far from the program. Number 1 on that list. Write this down. Number 1 on this list is a player by the name of O'Neill Fisher. He should be nowhere near the 35-man squad. Coach Theodore Whitmore and whoever select the Jamaica team or squad, Roy Simpson, let me tell you this. O'Neill Fisher has done his due and he red ribbon, not red flag. He's a danger to our progress right now. Please ensure that this man is not in the 35. All right? Some of you punching in here now. Going one by one. Let me say it again. If O'Neill Fisher is named in the 35-man squad, Jamaica is in danger of not qualifying for the World Cup. Keep away. Keep away, O'Neill Fisher. Keep away. This is not joking. We thank you. Baller, brethren. Good baller, Georges. You're making some money in the States. We appreciate that. You had your chance. But, brother, red flag. Player number 2. DOS is Javon Watson, a.k.a. Aka, the DJ, the big belly monster. Red flag. Red flag. Aka, you are my baller, brother. For your sake and for the sake of Jamaica football, even if them call you, brother, tell them, no, we ask you, stay away from this 35-man squad. We find Anthony Grant. Speedy play well. And there are other players. Aka, stay away. We don't need more. Listen, DJing on the bus and building vibe in the bus is not good enough to get us to no World Cup campaign. Go on back in the studio, brother. You're a big baller. Don't let the people them deal with you like how they deal with Shivnara and Chanjapal when he didn't want to leave West Indies cricket alone. And it turned out that he was embarrassed in the end. Don't embarrass yourself, brother. Keep away. Coach Whitmore, if you have any ambition of keeping your job, leave Aka in a studio. And Aka, may I ask you, we rate you, we watch you playing in the MLS. If them call you, tell them say no. Because you're doing injustice to a younger baller who deserved it. Tell them to qualify and give you a ticket, an honorary ticket to Qatar 2022. But please don't accept any call. That's player number 2. So we have O'Neal Fisher, we have Javanese. Hey, we have an ex-Javan. The Bible says, as far as the east is from the west, so has he taken away our sins and our trespasses. Javan East. Where are you? Costa Rica? Please stay at Costa Rica. Javan East, I'm asking you, stay at Costa Rica. We have nation leagues coming up. I will gladly appreciate seeing you staying in Costa Rica and being called for Nations League. But Coach Whitmore, if you want us to go to the World Cup, Javan East need to stay east of the team. Let me say this, and I'm not disrespecting no baller. Javan East, you score a lot of goals in the local league. You're going on well in Costa Rica. But you see, right now, Javan East, you're not the man. You're not the man. We have better forwards than you. Even if players get injured, Javan East, stand at your yard. A long time the government tell you, fi tan at your yard. Tan at your yard, brother. Red flag. Coach Whitmore, if the money in the 35, I want you to know problems. Listen, none of these players I'm calling bad players. They are good players, but for the next 3 games, they are not the players we need. They are not the players we need. We need to get the campaign going with the right players. And then down the road, we can't squeeze. But right now, I don't want to see East call Great. Because Great score goal, you know. East shot them always ago. East, wide of the goal, wide of the target. We don't have time for that. So let me tell you now, because I'm telling you people, let me say it to you again. Let's use the analogy of a bus. I'm going to have some more names. And I know why I'm telling you this, because I don't want to hear squad name. If you see the money, you can say, they get the warning from I Am Sure Sports. It seems like Fresh God decides saying we're going to make some money. Let me say, boy, I'm going to buy a coaster and put it on the road. Him own the bus. Him get a driver and say, driver, you in charge of the bus. Then the driver get a doctor and say, you collect the money and thing. The doctor get what they call one of them backup person there and say, bam, all right, load the bus. All right? Watch this. I want you to follow me. So Topper are the driver. Paul Hall are the backup man, and Ryan Simpson are the conductor. And the JFF own the bus. Here's the thing now, Tapper. You have to talk to the assistant coach and the team manager about who are coming at the bus. You see the bus where you go Qatar, you see the bus where you go play the next 3 match. Well, not bus, but aeroplane. But you understand the analogy. You have to get the right people them on it. We're tired of the red flag players them. There's a time and a place for everything. A time for East and a time for West. With their West time now. Leave East alone. There's a time for fish and time for chicken. We leave fish now. A chicken with a pan. Chicken thing. No more fish. We leave East with the West. All right. Let's move on. So we give you O'Neil Fisher, Javan. We are traveling, you know. We are traveling slowly but surely, you know, because we are going to England, you know. you think we done it? Watch this now. Because, brethren, at World Cup, I want to go. I don't want to just watch football. Because, Tapper, you see, if, Tapper, also, if, Tapper, Coach Theodore Whitmore, you see, if you don't get 5 points out of them game, yeah, then are your yard. Red flag. Red ribbon. Let me go to our next one. Ricardo Morris. Ricardo Morris. Portmore now make the playoff. With all due respect, you have big baller. Bust goal and score. Listen, you're looking good in the JPL. Brother, I'm rate that. Brother, I'm rate that. You come from Moby and Whitmore know you. No problem with that. That's a phone business. I'm not here about your business. I'm here about Jamaica's football. And Ricardo Morris, Portmore for sure. Away of his stay right now. Right now. This is not a Nations League. A USA we are going to play. A USA. A Canada we are going to play. Are we a good baller? Good ball. You drop some good ball in the JPL. Go and train for the next season and bring Portmore. You are the captain. See the little thing right here so now? Leave it. Leave it. Stand at your yard. Leave it. Ricardo Morris. Hey, Romario Williams. Georgian. Brother, they make a mistake. And it's your fault, you know. Whoever called you and give you a start in the team, me blame them. From 2019, you know, play for Jamaica. And the man them call you and put you in the starting 11. Not only that, man them give you number 10. I don't know. So let me, because I know them try to do, you know, Romario Williams. What am I trying to tell you? See, after the game there, the next 10 game, General see the jersey again. Red flag. This is not your time, brother. Make some money where you are. Leave the little thing here right now. Make we get the thing on track. They should not have done that to you. after 2019, bring you into the team in 2021 and give you number 10. Oh, somebody saying went to KC, not George's. Okay, all right. Thank you, Peso. Coming down. So we have Romaro Williams. We have the fishy one. We have the Eastman. We have the we have the DJ. Not Daniel Johnson, you know. Aka. Yeah, man. We're coming to Peter Lee Vassal. Peter Lee Shakes. Hey, you're a bad baller, I rate you from Cornwall College. But guess what? Red flag. Red flag. You're not a bad baller, you know, UT. You're not a bad baller. But you see, right now, your development has been stagnant. You can neither go, you remember when the man say you can neither go forward and you can neither go backward. Right now, you're not going forward nor backward, brother. You're stuck. Your life need to be, your football career need to become unstuck. Move out of the USL, brother. Well, not red flag, it's red ribbon. You understand what I mean? Peter Lee Vassler, hit this. It's right now, the next 35, you cannot make it. You cannot cross it. You can't cross it. Peter Lee Vassler. Javon Watson. O'Neal Fisher. Mario Williams. So let me touch upon, because you already know this, you know. You see the next 35, Mr. Tilt must lean himself away from the team. Yeah, man, we got that Romario played for Casey. Mr. Tilt, Mr. Tilt, he's not up for, trust me, he's not up for consideration. God. Him God. Him God. Gone with the wind. I don't want to see none of them players here that I call in the 35-man squad. So some of them depend amber alert. Junior Fleming. Yeah, when I used to go to school, we used to have some balloon. I have some more if you call. We used to have some balloon and them say you must pick a chance and you pay money and you pick and thing. Junior Fleming, here's the thing, you know. You depend amber, you know. You depend amber. You depend amber. Junior Fleming, you depend amber. And I don't want one of the hear this in the talk about man narrate, you know. Brother, let me tell you this. Stop talking about man narrate, you know, that have nothing to do with nothing. You think people busy about rate and thing? We want the team to win and do well. This have nothing to do with rating. Nothing to do with ratings. People rate you. But at certain stage, if you're not putting in what's supposed to be given, brother, we have to bring things into question. We have to bring things into question. Now, I hear people say that, what about the English-based players? I'm going to call it 35 because the good news is when we name that, you're going to hear that a lot of these guys have made themselves available. The coach have a choice. The coach have a choice of who he picks. No, man. No. Who said Devon? No, man. Devon Williams. Speedy Williams. No, man. Speedy Williams can't get. Speedy Williams can't get no red flag, man. No, man. We're not going to put Speedy Williams on no red flag. What I want us to do is to understand this. That the players that are put on this, It's not one game I'm judging them off. I am not going to judge any player off one game. I'm not going to judge any player off one game. I'm going to put Corey Burke is on the list, but he's on the list because, say Corey Burke out. Corey Burke will not be available for the US game. Which is, I think Corey Burke needed a little break. We could try something else. And Leon Bailey suffered an injury in his last game. So let me say this. Because people are going to say, what about the English? Remember I tell you already. Tell me, correct, I know me, I'll get all. Hold on, give me a second. Hold on. Here's the thing, brother. You know that I could call for other people. Do you know that Darren Mattox, in terms of his average goal for the national for the national team, he has one of the best averages. He's in the top 4. Darren Mattox. I think I'll drop off from my head. May I tell you? Hold on. I'll fix up. Work with the program. Yeah. The players have had enough chances. They have had enough chances. They have had enough chances. Nobody can tell me that is one game Fisher play. I've watched Javon Watson long enough. I've watched Javon East long enough. I've watched Peter Lee Vassell long enough in the national setup. I've watched these guys long enough to say, of course, I give English player red flag. I tell her that Mr. Tilt must go on tilting outside of the team. But the other players that I saw in the last setup, Mikel Antonio needs another chance. Kemar Roof, I'm willing to give another chance. DJ, Ravel, Bobby. Hey, where's Harding? They're on Amber. Never look good. The players that I have a problem with is these players who don't turn up. So I hope when the next call-up takes place and the coach calls them, they turn up in time so they can have proper training. Because Coach Whitmore, this is it, brother. This is it. People said, money need to put Alvas on the list. The thing is that, and hey, we will get into the squad, We'll get into the squad. That's why I have to do a 2-part video. We'll get into the provisional 35-man squad. We'll talk to my bird, I'm going to talk to the bird. And it's when we get the squad, I tell the people, if me say Javon Watson and Javon East and them on the side of O'Neal Fisher, me not watch no much. They need a break from the team to realize this is serious business, and their performances have been underwhelming. And that is the truth, brother. We have to be honest. These are players that are rate. I used to go schoolboy football and watch some of them. Celebrate when they get called. But enough is enough, brother. We can't go through a next cycle and finish at the bottom of the table. Again, every World Cup cycle, we finish at the bottom of the table. We say no. West Hard in the palm, Amber. I think this the last game was his second game. I think his third game. He was that's the only reason why I ease him up, brother. West Hard in. Because remember he was supposed to go to the game and he could not, and then him get a look play. He get a look play. Alright? No man, listen. Alright. Remember now, I'm going to call the squad because some players that you're going to bring up, they are, let me say this. So some players that we're going to bring up are not in the squad, so we don't need to mention them. When the birds come and give me the squad and me see them name there, then red hot fire. So we can go through, you know. We're gonna name we can name our 35-man squad, you know. If we want. But these players I'm saying, for these 3 games, these players should not be in it. Not right now. Not right now. The rest of players that we may not have mentioned, if they are in the squad, are the same fire. But I am telling you this, we don't need O'Neal Fisher in the squad. We have Javian Brown. We don't need O'Neal Fisher in the squad. Good player, no disrespect. Do your thing, bro. Make some money. Nation League coming up. We rate you. But for them 3 games here, just stay away. That's all we are saying. Javon Watson, do we really need you? If we need Javon Watson to give us 10 minutes of football, we can't go World Cup, brother. If at this stage, our national team need Javon Watson to come on to play for 10 minutes so we can get a point out of our game, we don't deserve to go play in a no World Cup. And let us be honest. Let us be honest. If our national team cannot find, even if, let's be honest, even if Bowser is injured, we cannot find one center forward better than Javon is. We don't deserve to be in any World Cup conversation. And this is, I'm not tearing down any player, but we have to be real, brother. We have to be real and honest. This is not joking. We have to be real. We never stop talking until Michael Hector stop get calling. So it's a warning to the coach. Hey, let me tell you something. See, great leadership, leaders always leave legacy. Leave legacy. You see, your reputation follow you. Your reputation go before you. People, I can tell you this. I have more confidence if we had Michael Hector to come on instead of Javon Watson. But you know what, Javon Watson in the JPL for Humble Lion. Yo, the man, the ball kick off. And then knock the ball, give man, he make one drill. The man say, The man boss in the JPL. In the JPL. You have a boss in a Jamaica Premier League. And I play for the national team. We have to be serious. And let me tell you, I'm one of the person who rate Aka. Years of service. Years of service. You cannot be playing Canada and Javian Brown not in your team. He has experience of playing with them. The birds them talk to me, you know, because sometimes people think I'm joking. People think like a peep that tell me when time I say the bird. Let me even drink something in. Where am I put my alcohol? Where am I put some alcohol here? I can't even find. I can't find I need to where me alcohol. People like the video. Like the video. Let me take some of your thing because this is no joke thing. Coach Whitmore, I'm going to talk to you again. Because we can't be thin-skinned about our national team. Let me talk to you, Coach Whitmore. Because it's obvious enough. Vloggers, let me tell you this. People tell people what they want to tell people from the post that we make. Let me say it again. People tell people what they want to tell people from the posts that we make. So if a man want boost up certain players, them tell them say the man them a big you up. Or if they want to get close to them, then go and tell the players and tell people and tell coach, whomever them talk to us, that boy, the man them no rate and blah 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 blah. The man them no rate and them start say, listen, when you come on the platform, we want all our players them to do good. I know me. I want the coach to do good. The coach is somebody that I have high level of respect for as a person. The coach is somebody that we used to pay a whole heap of money for watch. Travel. May I look at you. There's no place that my father bring me to watch football game. Any of you come from out the west, there's a thing called Super Cup, some of the biggest games in Jamaica. When Reno, Seba, Wadada, Violet Kickers used to play in a 4-team tournament before, what they used to call the Premier League start back in them days. Then. Travel all about. From when White Horses, when Black Lions, Last Perfectus, from here, look at youth, have memories of them things there. We don't miss game. So this is not about the credentials of the coach as a football player. I'm not even going to say that the coach can coach, because every man can coach up to a certain level. But what more the coach will understand is simple as this, is that this is not just going to affect Jamaica's football, but your own legacy. It's when people look, they're going to look at a failed World Cup campaign. And when they begin to do the analysis and all of these things, when they begin to do those things, they're going to look at, let me tell you, they're going to look at certain things and say, but how this man was using a 37-year-old? This man had the option of Mikel Antonio and played this man. But this man had the option of using this player. Those are the things they're going to look for and look at Coach Whitmore. So you have to make sure, brother, that you do what is right for the nation's football. The nation's football. And for your own professional career. But tell us a lot of stuff, you know. A lot of stuff, the burden come drop and drop and drop. People may what? Let me take off the thing because take off my red flag. Well, I want to know again. People, if some of them players in the team, we can pack up. Let me say it to you again. If some of these players are selected for the next set of games, we can pack up. We can pack up and throw in the towel. And throw in the towel. Brother, I don't even know them things. There was a team named White Horses in the Premier League, brother. Listen, me a big man. I don't even know which part the place, but I'm going to place to go watch football. Because a place named Mile Gully used to play a match in some place in Manchester. I just know the team. I don't even know. I can't find back the places. I used to go to one place named Woodside in a Clarendon. Go watch a team named Galaxy. Everywhere. Real oval. When it comes to a point. It comes to a point now when we have to make up our mind. Is our personal interest, is our personal interest more important than the nation qualifying for the World Cup? What is more important? Is it, listen, let me tell you this. I'll give you this example. I have gone, people who know me, know that there was a hustler on football, play Premier League. I'm gone everywhere, gone hustle corner league money. Get up and drive from town. Get up early. Go play a patter goal. I want to school him South Primary down at Westmoreland. When an artist named Richie Stevenson keep a patter goal lead. I would leave from there, stop at St. Elizabeth, play a corner league. After the match, then we drive come a town, go and place up a Temple Hall, go play for that place name, say Long Hill. For 5,000 and 3,000. You see, when you go to those places, go play. When you come from outer port and man see a bigger baller, for the sake of them team winning, them give you the jersey and say, you play in it. Because they want them corner to win. I want some of these players to be honest with themselves and say, listen, Coach Whitmore, I know you rate me, but I'm not ready for this yet. I can't do this thing to myself. Because I want the nation to go to the World Cup again, brother. We have to put aside our personal interest and look out for the nation's football. What is best for Jamaica? Remember, we already, we're sinking in debt. So we can't afford a field campaign. You see, the campaign fail, I don't think we can recover for even 2026. The only way we can come out that we can let me speak properly. The only way we can come out of debt, the only way we can come out of debt is by qualifying for the World Cup. That's how serious this project must be. That's the only way. The only way the football can come out of debt and get to a better place is if we qualify for the World Cup. Because then funds begin to come in. People, you realize that our ranking has fallen. And if we lose, it is reasonable to believe that it's going to fall further. You know what the implications are for that 17-year-old, that 18-year-old who wants to move overseas and play? You know what the implications are? Reggie, this is not about our own personal interest. It's about the nation's football. If any of you watch Premier League, you remember Gang of Five? Some of you don't know Gang of Five. Let me give you Gang of Five. Gang of Five were a group of Charlie Smith high school players that played for the Charlie Smith, won everything. And then they played for Arnett Gardens. Many of you probably don't remember, but we remind you of them. All right? You have Kwame Richardson, Eugene Barnes, Everton Bunzi, Carnell Chinsu, and Kevin Pele Wilson. You remember them? There was a Charlie Smith team that had those 5 players. They also had like Troy Garnett, I think his name was. Those 5 players played for Arnett Gardeners after they left Charlie Smith. Any Arnett Garden fan can tell you this, Bridget. Big side Arnett had enough. Winning and doing well. After they leave Charlie Smith. You remember that Kevin Pele Wilson broke the goal scoring record. It was early after this that he got called to play for Jamaica against Norway and win. If you're young and you don't know this, you can go back and check just to prove it. You understand me? And if anybody else in the chat knows this, they can share it with you to know that it was Eugene Barnes, not Eugene. Eugene Williams was before. It was Eugene Barnes, Bunzi, Chingsu, Kwame Richardson, Kevin Pelly Wilson. These guys, Eugene Williams was there when Herbert Richards and Adonis Maxwell and all of those players. These 5 players got to a place in their career when they were so good. And they wanted to make a transition to move from Arnett Gardens. I don't know if you remember, but they could not leave for reasons we will not discuss on this program. But they could not leave Arnett Gardens. And you know what happened? It killed their career. In other words, a community got so fixated on the players that they would rather them stay there and kill their career than move on, enhance their lives, and enhance their community. You remember that? They could not leave the team to play anywhere else. So for the most part, they finished their playing career at Arnett Gardens. For whatever reason, they could not be released. They were not released from the club. They ended up staying there to the detriment of their own careers. The club could have been better off financially, by selling them, and earning, But they were so fixated with their myopic mindset on what is immediate that they forgot what was long term. Reggae Boyz, Coach Whitmore, players, listen, this is not just about you. Consider the group of youths in Jamaica who last year never had no Dacaster Cup, never had no Manning Cup, and they are out of school right now because they can't go back to school to play any ball. They're not in any club, so they are just left somewhere lingering, hoping that you would go to the World Cup, so some doors will open up for them. This is not no joke thing. This is real life. Real people being affected by this. You know how much peanut man can't sell a peanut because no football now play, brother? You know the man with them peanut cattle whistle where they are matcha sell? Them peanut? Who for over a year now can't sell none? And you joke around with the program? The man really take this thing for joke, brother. We need to stop and really think about this. You look at decision maybe private, but it's not personal. Maybe private, but it's not personal. It affects other people. The ripple effect of this campaign will be significant on Jamaica's football. I want us to understand that. So, Virgin, players, coach, even if you have to use the same starting 11 for the next 3 games, a man want vex so they not get the game. Man want vex or them friend no play. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this one. It's not a friend thing. You see, if a man want honor them friend over the nation football, they don't deserve to wear the national colors. I have a whole document. I don't want to get philosophical now. See it here now. I take my notes. I saw anytime I read book. See it here? Good to great. I saw anytime I read book, I take the summaries them from it. Last book I'm read by Jim Collins. You understand me? I'll give you a quote from it. I'll give you a good quote because I like to put context to my argument. Harry S. Truman. For the persons who are very... Alright, so Shatta said he prefers the domino effect more so than the ripple effect. So for Shatta's sake, we will use domino effect. So this is a book by Jim Collins, Good to Great. And while quotes in it, very good book if you're a reader, you understand me, get it and read it. It's about 5-level leadership. How you move something from being good to great. All right? And he says this: you can accomplish anything in life provided that you do not mind who gets the credit. You can accomplish anything in life provided you don't mind who gets the credit. I'll tell you this: Jamaica has a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of resources, much of which has been exposed on these social media platforms. And if the people at the helm of our football would stop and look around at all the information that has been shared in these mediums and in other places, there is enough information provided out there that can transform our football. Let me say that again. Listen, let me explain it this way. There are many, many negative things that have been said about people concerning the football, and I totally understand that. Totally understand that. I want you to hear me. Many negatives. But in life is made up like that. There's a time and a place for everything. Your life is not built by positive things alone. Most product, the ingredients in and of themselves are not tasty, but when combined, it produces something that is full of taste and flavor. In the baking of a cake, you'll put egg in it, you'll put vanilla in it. In and of themselves, those ingredients don't, entice you. They're not nice and all of that. But here's what happened. When you put everything together, it produces something so delicious that you forget that raw egg was put in it, vanilla was put in it, salt was put in it, because you don't taste the individual ingredient. But the individual ingredient make a whole taste so beautiful. Life, good life, is made up of good things and bad things put together to make something full of flavor. So when you come on these platforms, or when you hear things on these platforms, people involved in football at the highest level and the players, you must understand that the good and the bad has its place and its benefit. So if our football administrators, our coaches and our players would come and listen to some of these things, then we would be way more advanced. But you know what happened? All of us want to be the big man. We want our names get called. All of us want ODs and OJs out of distinction, out of Jamaica. Everybody want the big applause on the club. Everybody want their name to be on the plaque. Everybody wants the credit. So we can't accomplish anything, because it's, instead of seeking to do something for all of us, we are seeking accolades and applause. And that is the problem. So my ideas are not going to be received. Why? Because nobody wants to say, a man's man tell me that. Formula Sports ideas will not be received because nobody wants to come out and say, that is Formula Sports share that idea with that. with us. Nobody wants to come out and say, boy, you know, I was listening to Coach Minz's program and they made this great suggestion. No! Everybody wants to say, ho, 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 ho. Yeah, man, you know that they were short of $10 million. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, yeah. What the fuck? Virgin, it's okay. It's okay for one man to plant, one man to water, and one man to reap. And if we don't get there, this whole thing is headed for disaster. This goes from player to coach to everybody in the administration. Me not leave out nobody. Let me tell you again. People call corner league, bush league, and lower level league. I challenge you. And listen, if any of you disagree with me, please tell me about this. When you go to corner league and you bring in the big players there, don't the money from the community say, no man, make them on the play. What they say to you, no man, you can't bench them on the, no man, you can't bench. Why? Because they know the joy they get is not just in the playing. The joy they get is accomplishing the goal. What is the goal? The goal is to win the league. And how do we win it? By getting the best players and putting them out there, even at the expense of some of us. That is the point. When for the people them who go college and think you go the UTech, the UE, and the MICO or the GC faster, you know this. When big baller step at school, man get dropped. All right? But UTech, when them have Fells versus Engine, brethren, let me tell you this. Our Blizzard and the team there versus stuff, no matter. Here's how it works. Here's how it works, brethren. That when big baller step in, man, then an Engine knows it. Brethren, you can't make the side. And man, I will say, well, you know, say, one to the money of me spot to buy jersey. It doesn't matter. Because Engine want to win the thing. Blizzard want to win the thing. The same thing over you, you know. Same thing at GC Faster. When you have the interfaculty competition, isn't that real, brethren? I'm saying that this is the same idea we need in the national team. And if I'm wrong, you tell me. This is how successful programs operate. What is it? Yeah. Taylor Hall versus Chancellor Hall. There you go. That's how it operates. Listen, listen, there are so many comments. Remember I say I'm alone, so I'm going to take some of the comments and put them up. But I need to get this out because I'm going to give you part 2, you know. When I get this whole squad thing. Because the warning is for the players, but the warning is for us. That if, again, you see the players, you see the list of them, if you hear these players' name, we're going to be in problems and problems and problems. It doesn't matter who get the credit, man. It doesn't matter who get the credit. Coach Jerry was over on the coach's desk with good analysis of the game. Not saying that it was perfect, but I'm very sure, I am sure that there's something that those in our football can take and learn from it. To learn. Seek to understand before being understood. That has been part of our problem. Every man wants to get the glory. There you go, Tennessee. And this is the issue. This is the issue. Let me take, because we have so many comments. This is the issue. And I'm saying, listen, my friends and I have been in leagues before. People that I know. I don't want to implicate them because I don't want to laugh about some of them because some of them are these programs, right? But they were not good. They were not good. And then when you're a big baller and you turn up, certain players, Even your friend, you have to say, don't know no boss. They wanna play Premier League. So you don't know me, Jenna. Easy the man, make the man them play because you don't know when you win. The money you go. Yeah, the whole way you go enjoy. That is the kind of idea, no. That is the idea. Yes, Neil. Wisdom begins with humbleness, man. Yeah. So I have had to tell my friends, I've had to sit down. And that's why I'm saying that there needs to be players that need to sit down and say, listen, it's right now, you guys have been good servant. Mr. Watson, you have been a good servant to Jamaica's football. Maybe the coach no want to tell you, and your friend no want to tell you. So Mr. Watson, let me address you properly. Mr. Javon Watson, you have been a good servant to Jamaica's football. Honestly, a good servant. Years of dedicated service. Mr. Watson, I remember your days at Sporting Central and how you guys took that team and how well you did. They called you the Brazil, the Real Madrid, the Barcelona of Jamaica's Premier League. I think Vassal Reynolds was with you, and then Donovan Duque, and they were high praises. Javon Watson, you have made a career. I believe that there's a place in local football for you at the coaching level. And so we want to thank you for your years of service. But right now, red flag. Very simple. We're not here to disrespect. We're not here to disrespect them. I'll speak to Mr. East. Mr. East, listen, I really never knew about you in high school. I don't know what high school you went to. But Mr. East, listen, you came to Portmore and you were a dominant player in the local Premier League, a much feared forward. You remind the Portmore fans of a former player like you. His name was Ryan Nelson. And I'd say to him, hey, you know that I played with Ryan Nelson? Yes. I played with Ryan Nelson, you know. Bumpy. Yeah, man, Bumpy and I played ball together. He was a constant friend with me before I moved to Portmore. Yeah. And I mean, you came and you took Portmore to a different level. But right now, we're going to ask you to focus on your personal career. Have the conversation with the players. All right, let me tell them. You understand? Have the conversation with the player. All right, let me take some. Haka have bills to pay. Yeah, listen. Let me tell you this, people. Haka problem is not money. Let me say that to you. It's not money. People, you see, certain of the guys we are get called to the national team. Their problem is not money. Money is not the issue. They're not somebody. Well, let me say this. Money answer it all things. Right? Man always need more money, but if they don't get this, if Aka don't get this money, it don't affect him. Trust me. Trust me. If we can't do better than Watson. There you go, Tennessee. Yeah, man, Bumpy and I. All right. Javan East went to Calabar. Very good. All right, let's jump down. Management, take into consideration that Shamar and Burke are out. We might. All right. Let me shut up. Shut up. It's when you're serious because shut up give up people. Shut up give a lot of problems. You hear? If like to you understand, you have to work with Shatter. So Shatter, you see when you're serious, you have to put a serious face beside your post because I don't know whether you're serious or whether you're giving trouble. But let me say this, Shatter. If Javan is your best secondary option, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. I am telling you. We still have Andre Gray. We still have Kemar Roof. If Shamar is out, we still have Mikel Antonio. That's 3 options. And if we still feel like we need somebody else, honestly, I'd rather they give Kaheem Paris an opportunity. I'd rather that. And all I'm saying is not because he's is terrible. East has had enough opportunities. He works hard, but the truth is, I cannot afford for your man miss a ball in the 6-yard box, even when I'm offside. Score it and let the referee call it back. Because I cannot afford. I cannot afford. I cannot afford to lose this. Call up somebody. Yeah. See, we have good players, but keep going around with some players like that's how it feels. And listen, I understand. Listen, I understand loyalty. I told you about my experience at a very good coach in under 20 in under 20. You know, they used to have under 21 competition. So people know me that we had a very good team that had Claude Davis, Cadian Williams, Bumpy. I mean, very good players. You had Ford, who was at JC. I mean, Bender was our coach, and he had a Jerry was his nephew. We had Damian Ford. We had a very, very good team. Dino Williams, who was at Excelsior at one point. Anthony Curtis was there. So we had like I said, we had Benjamin. I mean, we had a very, very good crop of players going through. All right. And I remember it took me some while, being of small stature and younger than some of them, to break into the team. And I understood growing up or in that system that one of the issues was really that the coach was loyal to the players that he worked with in under 16 and under 17. There's a part of me that understands that. But when a team is not doing well, you can't rely on loyalty. You can't. If you're doing well, then I can understand. I can understand. Let me say it again. I can understand if the team is doing well. If the team was winning and East was scoring, I'd be celebrating. I am not asking for players to come out of the team who are playing well. The team is not successful. That is the point. Because if the team was doing well, we wouldn't have this argument. We're having this conversation is because we are people. We are a failing team. Let's go before the Gold Cup. Let's do a lead up, right? Saudi Arabia we beat them 1-1. Japan defeated us. Right? Japan defeated us. We had forgot the other nation. Slovenia. Forgot the name. But let's move up. Won the first 2 games in the Gold Cup. Then we lost. Then we're coming to the World Cup qualifiers. We have lost. So we're really on a losing streak. We are on a losing streak. So we cannot say that these players warrant anything because we have been losing. The point is you cannot honor loyalty when you're failing. It's just like a man is saying that, boy, every year my company lose $15 million, but I won't change anything because these guys have been loyal to me. No company does that. No organization does that. If it were honoring loyalty, why wasn't Michael Hector included? So it's not a loyalty issue because he has been around for a while. It's not a matter of loyalty. There are other factors that are driving this. And I think the players in the team need to stop and say, listen, some of you players that have been playing with us, this past you. There have a lot of men in the chat. I don't know if there are any females, but like there were some girls in high school. I mean, I'm talking to people who go to co-ed school because some of you went to all boys school, you understand me? So probably this part of the conversation don't really make sense to you. But if you I like to use examples and analogies, right? So we can get. You go to high school, and sometime you are in high school and you see some girls. There are the hot girls in school. Hot girls, everybody want them, and you understand me? Hot girls in school. Again, this is for the people. If you go to an all-boys school, I know you don't understand what I'm talking about. You know, God go with you, and His grace and His peace covers you. All right, so leave this to the people who went to co-ed schools. All right, high school we are talking about, right? So don't create any ideas. And used to be hot girls and you like them and all of that. Now you finish school, high school, you go to college and thing, and you get a degree. First degree, you probably go on to postgraduate studies and thing. And you see those girls now. You know, have this. In other words, you think past them. It's not like you don't rate them, you know. But the kind of look where I look them in high school, you think past this, all right, you know. You're looking girl in a different category. That was like category 4. You have moved up to category 1. You're in the category 1 lookings. You see, right now, when we started this program, we had category 4. Right now, we had category 1. Some of these players not ready. Not ready for this level. And the loyalty, if that is the factor, it must end. Right? I'm not going to call, because the truth is, I don't know if it is wisdom. I don't know if it is wisdom to add players to the nucleus who has not played yet. But I believe that we have enough players who have played already. I think it is 3 games. And even if Shamar, I hope he gets injured because he's on a good run of form. But I think Shamar Nicholson, Kemar Roof, and Andre Gray should be able to carry the weight of the team in these games. Yeah, you understand me? So many good comments are here. Please just bear with me. I can't take all of them, right? But I love all the comments. So let me say this. We don't understand, you know, the first 3 games, according to, I'm just going by the reports, according to the GFF, $110 million spent. How much money came in? What? You guys, how many of you can guess how much money came in? So $110 million, approximately 110 million Jamaican dollars spent on the first 3 games. 110 million. Who can tell me? I want one person to tell me how much money you think came in. That went out, how much money you think came? Remember, they started out with no money, you know. We started out in deficit. And out of the deficit, we spent 110 million on 3 games. We have 11 more leave. Neo, do some calculations, Samit. Neo, please, Neo, if you're in there, how much money is that per game? All right? And then we can calculate like how much it would be for home game, because that will be less. All right? So 110 million. So how much money you think came in? Like how much money you think they made? It starts with 1. Let me see who can guess. So $110 million used. How much money you think came back in? Into the coffers of the GFF. You know it starts with 1. Talking about over $30 million per game. You know. How much money you think the GFF brought in? Start with 1. I see 11 million, 10 million. Kevin Campbell, you're right. One big fat zero. What? Is that a joke matter, brethren? One big fat zero. Zero. 110 went out. $0 came in. So we were in debt. And somehow we spent 110 million. So this is not a joke matter. This is not a joke matter. I mean, it's not a joke matter. Again, is you're looking at 37 million somewhere there per game. You probably spend more in away game obviously than your home game. I remember there were no spectators. So, you see why we have to qualify for the World Cup? And this is what I'm saying that I want the players to realize. Because a whole heap of youth life will get set back. You see the players them will want play and they want one them friend play. One of them earn money, man. My concern is not just about them. My concern is about that 15 and that 16-year-old. My concern is about the over 60 youth who could have played Manning Cup and Costa Cup and probably gone overseas, and because of the COVID don't happen. What happened to those youth? Most of these youths right now are making some money. There are some TV rights money out there that they will get from FIFA. But I'm telling you, the thing is that when you're in debt, you know, it's just like say there are two principles. I like sharing principles. There are two principles I live by. Buy things cash. As much as you can, let me teach you. If you want to have wealth, buy things cash. Save and buy cash. The 3 months lay away with the interest, save the money and buy cash. The other principle is if you can't afford to lose it, don't lend it. So let me come back to. Hey, shut up. Stop reading the book the way I read. So let me come back to the point. Now, if I owe the bank, say $10 million, that will never happen. I can tell you that will never happen. But say me drink some rum, I may never put no chaser in there. I may get drunk. I may end up owing the bank at 10 million, and the people them smell my breath and say you that drink past and kick me out of the church. All right, say that happen. You see every money me get, I'm gonna put in at the bank. You see, before me can take what I want out of it, the bank take what them forget out of it. What is the point I'm making? Because the GFF is in debt. You see, everything that comes in must go through the place that them owe money, so they can take out what they get out of it. So if they get $10 and them owe the people $100, they have to give the people some money out of the $10. I want you understand that. You understand that? That is the thing, and that is the situation that they are in. So if we don't get, I think the 8 million US for qualifying for the World Cup, we're in a very sad state in terms of our football for 2026. We understand that. Now, I don't want us to allow ourselves, people, fans. I don't want us to allow ourselves to be divided. Because I tell you already, we cannot go to the World Cup with players from England alone. We cannot go to the World Cup with players who were born locally alone. There need to be a mix of both groups. I love local footballers. Again, I will tell you this. Andre Blake is local, if you want to put it that way. He deserves his spot in the team. Same thing with Damian Lowe. I think players like Kaim Paris should have been given a chance. And the Martin Davis should have been given a chance. For whatever reason, they have not been. I believe so. I believe Devon Speedy Williams has shown that playing with a good midfielder, he can do well. Deserves a chance. There are players who have come out of England and they're on the borderline that I think they have to fight for their game. They're not sure starts are picked. For example, I don't think Wes Harding, a player who I have a lot of respect for, has any guaranteed position in the game. I think there will always be a battle between Damian Lowe, Ethan Pinnock, and Liam Moore in terms of centre-back position. So there is quality in the Jamaican players. So don't let us be divided. Don't let us be divided. Don't let us be divided about the local and overseas, because a good mix of both will do us well. We need a good balance. We need a good balance. And I've always said there's an onus on the overseas players, I think, the English-based players, to get more, to integrate more into the society of Jamaica. I know it's very hard now, but I think some of that will kind of cause people to render stronger support for them. The truth is we haven't really heard from them in the general forum. And that is what I'm saying. The part of the marketing is that the next time they play, them come here, them have some Zoom thing where them can talk to the fans them. Those things are simple. You know much youth, you know much youth in here, Al Balakar would want to say, ask Michael Antonio a question. These things are not hard to arrange. So we need a good blend. Especially because some of these players have not been playing in CONCACAF for a while. And the truth is, listen, let's be real. You will never find a Jamaica team that is successful, that has only players from out of England. In other words, you'll always find good quality players born in Jamaica who can make the team. That's just life. So we should not go to the extremes. We are not extremists, right? We are not extremists. And in the same way, you're not going to have, now that we have this connection in England, there's no chance I think that all the best players are going to be in Jamaica. We're not at those extremes. We're not going there. So let's have reasonable conversations and discuss the thing properly and with wisdom. The football needs both sets integrated in a harmonious way for the best of Jamaica's football. We cannot afford to fall further in debt. My concern is not just World Cup. It's not just the World Cup, it's what happened after that. No, I understand what you're saying, you know, J-Ross. Let me just show you what J-Ross is saying, right? J-Ross said, and we could actually go to the World Cup with only UK ballers if we get the best ones. It's not ideal for morale, though. Yeah, I understand that, but in this squad, like I can only look at, over the years, when I look at teams, like if you go back, for example, even before this crop of players, look at the goalkeeper we had, Tal P. I think Tal P would have always been in a Jamaica team. So all I'm saying, Jaros, you're absolutely right. More and more for players or better players are going to be playing overseas all over. But at the end of the day, that I don't think that we'll ever get to a stage where the Jamaican population will say, well, I've never seen him in Jamaica. You'll always find one good talent, and at least one on the island that is good enough. They may not be playing in Jamaica, but they may have started their career in Jamaica. But I understand what you're saying, and I agree with it. All right, I agree with it. But I think you'll always find that one gem in the whole thing. You understand? So again, but this is what we want. And I am asking the players, I keep coming back to the players, because somebody have to do it, And fans, listen, we have to stop being divided. See, people play on division, If the players and coaches want to know that we are not, as fans, in agreement, because you see, they know that we're not in agreement, then win. But you think politics survive? Why you think politicians stay in power for so long? They know that as long as the people are divided, them can do what them do. That's just it. We don't want that to happen in the football. People need to know that we appreciate all our players. Because if people have the sentiment that we don't rate certain players, here's what. They're going to play on that. They're going to use our disagreements to manipulate us. And so I want to challenge the fans. All of us, I want you to listen to me. Political manipulation is creating division in the minds of the people. When people know that we are divided, they work on that manipulation. They work on that division. Work on it. In other words, they use it to split us up and tear us apart. What the players need to understand is that, no man, the fans don't buy this idea of just this man in the side. Players need to know that. The players outside of Jamaica need to know that. No, you see, the Jamaican people, these Jamaican people want to know, say, you drop ball better than the locals. So not because you play over there alone. You have to have quality. The coach need to know that we don't have no personal preference, except we prefer the best players in the best position every game. And when they know that we all think that way, it changes how they treat us and think about us. The reason why our administrators over the years have gotten away with so much is because they know that we can't even come together. And that has been the problem. I mean, I charge up the fan base that all of us need to red flag the people them. The people them know. Listen, let me tell you again. How you think Movado and Vibes Cartel career exploded? How did Beanie Man and Bounty Killer career explode? How you think Ninja Man and Shabba Rankin career exploded? The people were divided and they manipulated the people's division. Don't it? They manipulated the people's division as part of their success to their own personal benefit. Because the people didn't benefit, they benefited from it. And if we, the fan base, can come to mutual agreement as to what is best for our football, so our local players can know, brethren, this is not a friend thing. We not look no likes. This is about going to the World Cup, and your friend is not good enough. And the players coming out of England know that, listen, not because you play for whatever team, mean that you have a free pass to the Jamaican team. And also this thing work. You're better than this player. You're better. If you're not better than them, we don't want you in our team. because we want the best. And that's what they need to know. That as the fan base, we know in a no English base or local base, we in the best. The language of the fan base is our best Jamaican players in their best position. Fresh got same other question. So let's take them. Big up Wayne Ellis. So many people responded. Isn't Martin Davis a Jamaican born player? So what the difference between Peter Lee Vassler and him? Shape made. Oh, on the medicine. Well, I think he's probably speaking to someone. Yeah. No. Hey. All right. Shut up. Listen, any book I tell you to read is a good book, bro. Trust me. Read a lot of books. Any book I tell you to read, I can recommend a book for you every single week. How much book you read a week? Because readers are leaders, you know. You have to learn to read. All right? The other person is where they are ahead of you because they just read a little bit more than you. That's it. So just read a little more. But that is it. If the fan base come together, you know. You know what is funny? And I'm going to do the squad thing as part 2. Then part 3 I'm going to show you something with the fan base of 1998 because people have been looking at the squad. But go back to the fan base of 1998. All right, because 1998, you know, when I went to match in the stadium, people know this, you know. People who know you can walk from stadium through Swallowfield and all them places and reach back. We used to walk back to Half a Tree to go uptown and thing. Back to here. We used to walk. And listen, jungle is a walk with guard man and man from everywhere a walk, brother. Because it wasn't the players alone that were united. The fan base were united. Let me say it again. The fan base was united. Let me say it again. The fan base was united. Every fan was behind the team, supporting the team. You could tell that when Walter Boyd was, you remember when Walter Boyd was out of the team, every fan wanted him, and so he got back in there. When disciplinary action was taken against him, good player, every fan was in agreement for the most part, except, you don't know, the home place, Nannyville. But even there, the sentiment was that at the right thing. You understand me? So it wasn't just the administration that was united, but the fan base was also united. This fan base, this is the difference with this fan base and the 1998 fan base. The 1998 fan base in comparison to this fan base is that maybe because we are exposed to more sports and TV, but we can't even come together on who's supposed to play. If you listen to some of our discussion, a friend thing we deal with too, a lot of us select the teams based on friendship and who we like and who go to this high school and who go to this high school and thing. We the fan base have to get beyond that, and the discussion we have to elevate to the place where it is more about the best players, not our best friends, not past students of the school we attended, not who have the most style, but who is the best player for this game. Yeah. So let me take some more of the comments them. There you go. Yes, Pamela. So I read often, man. There's a lot of how to conquer. I think you see 48 laws of. All right, you can also read the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership by John C. Maxwell or Turning Point. You understand? I don't know. There's a lot of book, I can recommend a lot of book. You want conquer, eh? If you want maximize the moment, a whole lot of books out there, man. A lot of books out there that we could recommend, but I really believe that our local players can take us to the World Cup USA and kind of makes it better. Each player, our players are okay, but not that level yet. I don't blame the players. All right. Then come down to this one. They want the friend to play, not the best interest of the country. Yes, Tennessee, I think so. Fresh God saying, we need a mix of both. Whenever I hear with this any player, I defend the Jamaican born players because people are always dissing them. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, and this is what. All right. And then this one says, someone love them friend, them too much. When change comes, them not like it. Yeah, that is it. Listen, I watch the listen. I want to do a watch along. Like people said, this no make no sense. I want to do a watch along to the JPL semifinals. That's how much I love the league. But if you ask me right now, which player in the JPL would you want in the national team? I would say there's no player right now. I keep on saying this that I think would add enough value to the national team to bring us to the World Cup that plays in the JPL right now. But I see players in the JPL who, if trained and prepared well, some of them could form a core group to help us in the 2026 campaign. That has always been my position. All right. I am glad to see Jamai Topi playing, and I mean, he's looking well, like the player we saw a few years ago. I can call other names. I mean, Akwasa Chang looks well. Mount Pleasant have a little youngster who scored yesterday, a brilliant goal called Devante Campbell. They have an ex-youngster who plays wingback called Tajay Anderson. These guys are 17 and 18, big, strong guys. All right. Yeah, so I want to do that because we rate the league. Of course, Shatter. So we're gonna do that, man. They have this guy named Richard Staple from Harborview. I mean, scored a brilliant. Well, he never scored it, but he kicked a shot from around 40 yards, hitting under the underside of the bar, licking the back of the Guyanese national goalkeeper. I mean, ball shoot past him, and then a guy hit the rebound, right? And so the point I'm making is that even though the players are good, I wouldn't recommend that they be in the team, but we can train them and develop them. All right. So here's the truth. We should not diss the local players, and that is why I don't call it a bush league. It's a league that needs to improve. All right. And we have to be real and honest. The league needs to improve. It is improving. We give thanks for that. So we need players. And this is what we can't understand. This is what beat me. Listen, you and I, all right, let's say that none of us in this, there are many of us here. Let's put it that none of us can play football. None of us no good. All the players in the national team are better than us. Don't they look and see that in and of themselves, they don't have the capacity to do it? They need help. If we can see it, how they can't. That's what I want to find out. In a book that will allow me to persuade any human being. How to Win Friends and Influence People is a good book. Let me tell you, I have a book for everything. There are a lot of books to read. I'm watching since 1998, bro, and there were clone like you and Balakar back then say the same thing you said. I know. All right. Whitmore reached the Gold Cup final twice consecutively, so I'm sure he can bring this team all the way to Qatar. Do you know that? Let me say this. All right. Do I believe that if all the players come together and the right players are selected and we start playing proper, if Coach Whitmore can do this, yes. Remember, I don't have a problem with him coaching. I have a problem with him managing. It is his management of the team that I have a challenge with. I'd never come on and disrespect the ability of a man. But here's the thing. Something has to change in his management, Noble Ultra Graphic. Give credit where credit is due, because people celebrated him that time enough. But we must remember that so far in this campaign, he has looked out of his depth. And so he needs to do something different. He needs to do something different. Yeah, and it's only one that he actually got to. You understand me? He has to do something different. Can't depend on this. I think it was Balakar saying that the people in 1998, in terms of their discussion of the football, I don't think so. No, listen, things evolve and people change, and we are exposed to a whole lot more. But I'm not even talking about how people discuss the football then. I'm just saying that the fan base was united then. Like at one point, everybody accepted Paul Hall, Dean Burton for the most part. They accepted them. All I'm saying is that we, the fan base today, are more divided than the guys back then. More divided. And so they can play on our... It's the same thing. Listen, our politics is getting worse. You know? You think because of the politicians, them getting worse? Or we the people? We the people. We the people. Yeah, man, you're right, Jay. You're right, Jay Ross. It was Schaefer who took us to one. Yeah. You're right, Jay Ross. We the people. At the end of the day, the greatest force of influence is not the minority at the top. It is the majority that follows. Let me say it again. The greatest influencers in a society is not the minority at the top. It is the majority that follows. And if the majority that follows come together, why do you think Black Lives Matter movement caused change? Because the majority came together and changed the thoughts of the minority at the top. Yeah. Management that he needs to select the right players, but he went to 2015 World Cup finals. Just check it out on Google and you will see 2015 and 2017. You sure? I know Schaefer went to one, Whitmore went to one. No, but I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Yeah, there you go. Excellently said, Wayne Thomas. Of course, with a shout. Time Winnie got, I think he's talking Winifred Schaefer. Yeah, man. No, man. All right. So, all right, Jairus. Listen. So, when we use examples, what we're trying to do is help us understand. Because remember, we use transferable principles. You know, in leadership, you know, transferable principles. We take principles from different things to apply, but we don't take the concept, because the concept may not be right, but the principles. Certain principles are clear. Like unity is a principle. That the greatest force of change is a unified people. And if we are united, then we can bring change. Richard Stewart said the level of coaching in the CONCACAF has stepped up. Yeah. And that is part of the problem. That the coaching, I'm telling you, the Americans have their coach on red alert. Red alert. So the coaching, one of my, and I don't know if some of you agree with this, but one of the things that I've always said is I find it that local coaches have a hard time managing our national team because there's too much influence in our football. I don't know in other jurisdiction if it's the same thing, but I feel like in our country there's too much influence from outside when we have a local coach. And one of the reasons why I prefer having someone from the outside is that they 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 are not afraid to speak like John Barnes did, and they'd rather give up than take certain, whether he was being truthful or not, but he spoke. I'm trying to listen, I'm trying my best to get John Barnes on this before year end to tell us what happened in Jamaica. Working on it, right? Because I think we need, it is better to have a coach from the outside, because a coach from the outside, I think, will be less influenced by some of the happenings in the local football. In other words, I am sure that if we had a coach on the outside, some of the players who are called up would not be. Because I think they come in just not having this long-standing relationship, but more from a scouting and looking at raw facts about the players. Yeah. Yeah. Sir Campbell, always good having you on, man, but I'm not, yeah. No comment. This is your first comment, you know. Yeah. There you go. Oh, Sim Jump one down here. Hey, thank you, Fresh God. So let's take some of these other comments. Yeah, man. People, please, if you have not yet liked the video, man, hit the like button. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. And like I said, we're going to do a part 2 with the provisional squad when the birds come and drop the information. And then and then not only that, but we want to do a watch along to the JPL. I know some of you think it is the worst league ever, but we still have to do it because it's ours, and if we don't support it, then who? We can't expect the men and the people in the diaspora to support it if we who are here don't give support to it. And I want the players to know that even though they are not there yet, we still we still appreciate what they are doing. And it's about the Gold Cup, because if you go YouTube, Winifred Schaefer Miguel is on the bench. Tapa was coaching at St. James High 2015. And this is it. It is him. I am sure Sports Fresh God. Yeah. The best player should represent the country. And not only that, listen, the coach, this is the hardest thing I think. And this is why I'm saying that. Honestly, and tell me, people, if you think I'm wrong, because I'm not. I don't want to hold a position at the expense of being, like a person, just hold it for holding it sake. I want to know that let me say it this way, if I'm wrong, listen, I love correction, because it is through correction I learn and I grow. I learn more from the mistakes that I make than the successes that I've had. So I like to learn. But this is my personal opinion, that if we had someone from overseas, I think would have less influence in terms of player selection, or at least less inferences to some sort of politics in the selection of players. That is my opinion. And for that reason, I would always opt for us to use someone from overseas. I am not saying it. Okay. So this is, let me see this. Other than Rene Mannings, man, what foreign coach have taken us to this round of qualifying? Have we gone there? What about Alfredo Montesa? Because this is not, since Semoz has left, this is not the only time that we have gone to this round. I think Alfredo Montesa may have done that. And remember, please, Rob Simit, my argument is not like today to replace Coach Whitmore. I never raised that issue. I will say two things. One, that at the end of these 3 games, depending on what happens, his job could be on the line. That's one. Number two, I again, this is my humble opinion, and I stand to be corrected. I believe when we have coaches from overseas, the influences in terms of team selection are less. I remember that there was almost a lawsuit in the John Barnes issue when he left Jamaica because he made, and you remember that he made some assertions that there were particular people in particular clubs in Jamaica that were trying to tell him to play particular persons, and he had to tell them some very particular words and left Jamaica because he wasn't going to put up with certain particular behavior. I don't know. You know the story. Yeah, Demalo has fought to keep his game since. Yep. There you go. And this is what I want. And I will even say this. Listen, Speedy has been getting better. This is what we want to see. Honestly, people, hasn't Speedy improved? Low has improved. Speedy has improved. We don't have players that are in the world-class stage as yet, but we have players that have world-class potential only if they get into the right club. Yeah, but that's what I've been saying no about Ultra Graphic. I did say this, that in the local league, I see some good players that we can listen. I will tell you this: if we had an under-20 tournament right now, I think Jamaica should have a very good team. Well, will we have a good coach? That I don't know. I'll even say this: there are some coaches that I've seen in the local league. I heard Coach Jerry Miller, he was on coach's desk, sound very intelligent, understand the game. I mean, I see a Donovan Duki. I see this guy out, Phillips out. He also coaches at Stats, and he has kept Stats in the Manning Cup for the last few seasons. Very good coach. If you see what he has done with the Tivoli team, so there are some good coaches in the league. This guy named Alex Thomas out at Arnett Garden, though his team didn't do well, but to get them playing, I mean, so we have some good coaches. There's a Miguel Cole. All these guys are good coaches that could be a part of the youth system, developing these players, because I believe that we have at least 6 players minimum that, if properly developed and groomed, could be ready to be a part of a 2026 campaign. That's my humble opinion. Also, I remain relevant in the start, although, yeah. I think Kemar Lawrence has looked better. I think he looked better in the last couple of games as well. So I'm saying there are certain players who they should be given more opportunities because their performances, they have gotten better. It's not at the best, because you know that the enemy, I always tell people, the enemy of best is not worst, it's good. Let me say it again. We're Shatter. Shatter, you need to write this down. The enemy of best is not necessarily worse, it is good. In other words, too often we settle for what is good instead of what is best. What I want the coach to do is not to get the good player, but the best player. Because someone being good don't mean that they are the best. I want to see the best players in their best position every time representing Jamaica. This was that they have the worst team. Clovis, they took us to this round, the campaign after 90 as well, but we have never reached all the way. Yeah, man, no, man, I know we have not reached all the way. Even Bora, what's his name? He took us to I think Bora something another. I forget his full name, but he was Bora. He has some M name. He was a coach who even spotted Donovan Duki, and said he was a good coach. You know. Yeah. Jairus, what you and Chris about the 1998 campaign? What's going on? I can't follow it. Only Top and Renway have taken us to the final round? To the final round? Since 1990. Rob Simit, where you get them information from? Hold on. We're saying Rob Simit. Since 1998, this is the first time we get into this round. Rob Simit. I don't think you're right still, but you know, somebody has go correct it, but I don't have the information in front of me, so I'm going to leave it until the next time. Let's see what happened with the goalkeeper position with Lawrence River. Documents are finished. Yeah, Speedy and Low are in the World Cup team for me. Good players, they have improved. I will give that to them. Listen, I think sometimes we need to stop and really, like Speedy is one of those players that we really need to, because he has come a far way, and that's what we like to see. That he has improved. I think as well, let me be honest, the other player that I think is showing signs of improvement, because remember, Shamar Nicholson got a lot of stick, during the Gold Cup. In the qualifying campaign, he has shown signs of improvement. So we have to commend the players for that. I'll even say this, that McGee is showing sign of improvement, very far away to go. So we want to commend the players for that. Yeah. But good player, should be in the mix. All right, listen, people, remember that I love all the comments, right? But please bear with me because I can't. There are so many, and I appreciate that, but I can't take all of them. So don't feel anyway. Understand me? All right, yeah, we'll definitely do that, Fresh God. Definitely. Listen, I want to also tell you that I think Race Formula. I know Formula normally have a show as well on Sundays. Don't know what time it starts. And Coach Minzy at Coach's Desk, you need to check him out later as well. Do a good program over there. Those are some of the programs that I know. That run on a Sunday. So check them out. Just feel our government. All right, let me just take this one. Junior Fleming is very talented. Yeah, he may compete for a spot against Jamal Barrett. Listen, listen, you see, I think some of these players, I tell you guys this already. Because of my career in terms of outside of church and what I do, I'll use a lot of analogies. You see, a lot of these players, their career has become stagnant because I want you to know, check the salary of the players in the USL. It's not a lot of money. Trust me. They don't get a lot of money. They get more money than if they were in Jamaica. So let me say this to you, players in the USL. Do not stay in the USL for more than a year, brother. And I think this is what is happening with some of the players. I think Junior Fleming is messing up his potential by staying in the USL. He has to find a way to play in a more competitive league, in my opinion. Or else he's going to be left behind. That's just my personal opinion. Man, don't let him come with this kind of, how on earth a man get 2 minutes in 2 years and people are talking about world class. He has talent, but world class madness. Who they saying is world class now? Yeah, man, whoever saying that this is the only time, we have, Jairus, trust me, we have been in this place before. So whoever said that it is the only time, after 19, this is not the first time. I remember us being at this stage and finishing at the bottom of the table already. Bottom of the table, I think we got less than 10 points. But I'm going to find it. But we have gone. It was 8 teams. It was a 6-team team. We have been there before already, man. When even Marlon King was here, we went to the final stages, man. To this stage, man. Come on. Who doing that now? No, man. Maggie, listen, if you say that, listen, I have to give players, let me say this. I have to give Tennessee, let me say this. You have to give players credit. Maggie has shown signs of improvement. And that's all we're asking of the players. Brethren, develop your craft. You see, when I started this, brethren, I was worst. But different persons. Like, I mean, Ryan LFC and Coach Minzy and I, we have conversations and they tell me things and show me stuff and give me tips. And other people in media that I speak to, I started reading books and I improved. So every day I get better. I get better at what I do. That's what I want the players to do. But the USL not making you get better. Like if you're a friend of Junior Fleming, like who got to JC, man? The man them from JC or the girl, the man them who know him, need to call him and say, listen, find a way, get a good agent. Get a good agent and get out of the USL. Get a good agent and get out of the USL. Get a good agent and, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So people check out Family Sport. He's not live today. But very, very good program over there as well. Because I know he normally has a show on Sunday. All right. But this is not the first time since 1998 we are getting here. All right. So let's come back to it. I want our players to challenge themselves. Man, he can't get in a small club in Belgium. No other nation team would use it. Yeah, I don't want them to get comfortable. All right, so listen, I don't. So many times, you know, sometimes they get information they can't disclose. You have to be careful. But you see the salary in the. All right. Recently, there's a player in the MSL, the USL, that a club in Jamaica was going to pay. This player is on the 60-man. At the 60-man. You know that 60-man Rasta business? Not Rasta, you know. Rasta. R-O-S-T-E-R. All right. That player is on that 60-man Rasta. All right. And he was invited to play for a club in Jamaica. In the JP that's going on. And the club was paying him more. And you know he chose to play in the USL? You know why? Because man say he want their foreign. I think some of these players are in the USL because they want their foreign. And then they are foreign. So please encourage them. If you have their ear, say to them, do something. We can't have play. Listen, let me tell you how I know that these guys in the USL are joking around. We have players from Jamaica who are leaving to go and play in other places. Why can't they leave? Why can't they leave from the USL and go over there? That's what I'm saying. How we can have players leaving? Oh, Downswell, yeah, man, Coach Downswell running Reno still, man. He's kind of he's kind of running managed. Yeah. Why the players from the USL can't get to Belgium, can't get to Slovenia, can't get to Norway, can't get to Denmark? Why they can't get to those? Players leave from Jamaica, gone third division in Portugal. I don't know the quality of the league, but I suspect the team is in third place, which means they may be promoted to the second division. Why we can't have players from the USL who play for Jamaica go there? Huh? There's no way that the Costa Rican top tier league is not better than the USL. They need to leave. Hey, who sent it? Hold on. Let me tell you this again. To be honest, all right. I'm I'm going to get a player in incognito to come on the channel when when he decides to stop playing USL. Brethren, you see the USL salary. All right, so let me give you an example. A man get $2,000 film salary. Don't ask me no question about who, which team or anything. A man get $2,000 in the US. Him don't buy a house. Most of these players don't own a house, so you must pay rent. Hey, if you live a foreign, rent no normal. The point I'm making that when you calculate it, brother, most of this is about playing ball a foreign, and they get comfortable in the USL. I'm telling you, I'm going to prove it. Listen, I have a youth. I'm going to get him on the channel. He leave college, wasn't recruited, because you know the whole college thing. Ended up in the USL. He stopped playing. He was just playing in a competition in Myanmar before Jordan Fletcher came to Jamaica. And listen, Jordan Fletcher was playing and scoring goal in the local league down there in Myanmar. And they were paying money to play, brother. So not because you hear them say them a play ball over there mean that money I make. $2,000 with rent and all of them. So don't bother make them fool you, make you feel like say them a get no heap. You really believe that some of them guys here get all 10,000 US a month? Think about it. Think about it. No, listen, here's the thing. Let me just put up this from an asking. All right. I am not telling a man to give up him salary, you know. I would never do that. What I'm saying though, staying in the USL for 5 years, it's gonna affect your career, brother. Because watch this. Let me give you some players. Kenroy Howell left Jamaica, gone to the El Salvadorian top league. Right? A couple of weeks. Johnny Talbot left Jamaica, gone Portuguese third division. Rolando Biggs left Jamaica, gone. Peter McGregor. All right? Remember I said Norman Campbell left Jamaica. Tyreek McGee left Jamaica. Jamaica they leave from. All I'm saying is that if the players from Jamaica can leave from Jamaica and go into Europe, why are our players playing in the USL for so long? If it is better, shouldn't then be able to show clips to their scout and say, listen, I've been playing in the USL. I've been dominating at Birmingham Steel. I've been dominating at Phoenix Rising. I've been dominating. Why is it that they can't move? Or is it that they don't want to move? I know this for a fact that there was one player who chose to go back and rub bench in the USL, who was part of the 60 people who a club in Jamaica was going to match their salary and give them more, giving them place to live. And the only reason why he chose to go back there because he want to play ball of foreign do a bench him a rub. Yes, King Job, that is it. Like, really think about it, people. Really think about this. If the USL is higher quality, let's give them that. Higher quality. And I am in the Dane Kelly. You know that I think in the history of the USL, Dane Kelly is one of the players with the highest amount of assists. Nico Brett is way up there in terms of stats. Why hasn't Nico Brett left from the USL into Europe to further his career? He must be good enough to play over there if we can have players from Jamaica leaving. So what is it? That is what I want to find out. What is it that is holding them back? See, Dane Kelly, former Tivoli Gardens player. Remember, Tivoli has sent 2 players to England, you know, right from Tivoli Gardens. Jermaine Johnson left Tivoli Gardens and go straight into England. Right? Ricardo Fuller left Tivoli Gardens straight into England. How come Dane Kelly is so good? Right? Was at Tivoli, and that same system could not move him from the USL that he dominated his first season all the way to England or somewhere else. I think the players get too comfortable. I think the players get too comfortable in the position that they are in. They get too comfortable and they don't want to leave. And they are not further in their career. So, listen, it's okay for us to disagree. But you determine how far the potential let me hear what Nia is saying here, and then we go. Once you come to the USL and spend 3 years in the USL, you take an obligation which ties you down. If you're not moving to the MLS or overseas, by then you're stuck and your career is frozen. Just like that. I think Lambert should be looking to go Europe. I think so. Listen, remember Damian Lowe went to the USL and moved. I don't know who the agent of Junior Fleming is, but maybe he needs to look at that. Maybe he needs to look at how his agent can help him to move from where he's at. But people, it has been a long stream. Like I said, that I'm going to do a part 2 of this, looking at the 35-man provisional squad. And Bridget, I'm telling this, I love Jamaica's football, but I don't think I can watch the game if some of these red flag players are in the team. We're at a stage now where we cannot afford, and we're not Damon, yeah, we are not here to tear down the players. We are here to ask them to look into themselves. To look into themselves. To look into themselves and see what and where they can go from where they are. Let me take some more of these comments. That's the formula saying here. But man, Brian Brown went to Partizani, Freight and Kelly went to Israel. So we had players leave the US and go. Okay. There you go. But that's what we have to see. This is CM Dane Kelly. then he came back. Most of through Dane Kelly's situation is sad. The youth was tagged as USL player and his career was frozen. Here his agent was. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. No man, Damian Lowe is still in Egypt playing. But good point. That thanks for that, Formula. But this is the next point. Listen, at some point, man, you have to make a decision in your career. You have to make a decision. We keep making excuses for a player who is a club for over 2 years and plays only 3 minutes, and then says a magician, our standard is low. All right. I guess that is in reference to Maggie. Never heard you say any position about a local barn or football, all right? Rights by a countryman, but he is still biased because Leon Bailey to be on the bench when Havertz was there. I'm sure Maggie is going through that now. So some people need to know. All right, we'll see. Like I said, Maggie has a lot of potential, I believe. If I think I've seen some changes, and I hope that he continues to grow and get better. All right. I really hope so because I think he has potential. We need to work on Whisper and get him acquainted with the team, maybe under 20. I think so too. That Richards with Phoenix Academy is a good young player that we can look at. And like I said, that there are some good young players. You know, there's a guy called Krista J. Daly. So there are some good young players that need to be developed. What I don't want, and some of these clubs, I'm wondering like if I have a player, I remember Niku Daly. Let me give you Niku Daly. Niku Daly went to Mexico. I don't know where he ended up, but he had something. Ended up in the USL. And like the man is stuck there. Somebody saw your potential. All right, it didn't work out in Mexico. Man, come and work on your craft. And then go to Europe. This going into the USL. All I'm saying that go there, make some money for 2 years. But when you're in there 5 years, I feel like you don't want to move. Yeah, you have to grow every year and move every year. Every year we have to be improving and changing and growing. Every year. Every single year. Why aren't they moving out of the USL? Again, if you didn't hear the red, the players that needs to stay away from the team for the purpose of our campaign. Coach needs to know this. Check the video from the beginning. We have 2 things we're going to do because we're getting down to the wire. We're going to give you a provisional squad in our next video. And then we're going to do a watch along to the JPL game for those of us who like local football. 16, 17 years old, now he's 20. See, look at these things. All right, so let me give you some of these things that people are talking about. All right. Fresh God makes a point. So the youngsters like Deshaun Brown, Niku Daly, Joshan Angley, and Lamarca could go to Europe. No, USL is dead league. And at this point, I don't want to see them career mash up and go down the drain. That's what I'm saying. Wasn't Lamar Walker supposed to be in Brazil and some madness with his club and school? And that just went through. Like I'm saying, how a player being recruited by a club in Brazil end up playing in USL for 2-3 years? It don't make sense to me. And maybe I'm missing something. I stand to be corrected. I want to be educated. But it cannot make sense that you are seen at that level and you end up staying in a league like that for 3-4 years. Yeah, good for the league, make some money, but get somebody. Listen, maybe one of you in here, one of these guys who really love football, who live in the States, you may need to start an agency where you take on some of these players because it must be an agent issue. Because they can't just pick up themselves and go XYZ place, you know. And I'm very sure that some of these USL clubs don't want to sell them. So how are they going to move? Lamar Walker, first year in USL January. Oh, will be 1 year. So, they say he went to ball to come back and play the Costa Cup. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, that 1 year of development is enough. The Jamaican born players don't learn from other languages. And that's why they don't want to, a chance of, and they need better agent to push. I agree the agent. Okay. I agree with the agent thing, And but the language thing, listen, the language thing can be a barrier. But Low is in Egypt. I've seen Jamaican players go to Vietnam and spend years there. So I don't think the language barrier is so big, because if a club recruits you, and they know you only understand English, they are going to put people in the system to help you. They are going to. So I don't share the language barrier thing, because I think Pagan 180 was also saying that they don't learn other languages. I believe that if you are recruited by a club, they normally have people in that club to help you understand what is happening. Whoa, Boza broke his jawbone. Whoa. I don't know. Can Man of Steel, listen, I need somebody to tell me. Because Peter McGregor left Kareem Paris. Listen, Kareem Paris went to Marcus Garvey Technical High School, then he moved to Dintel. He don't know no more language. And he's over. He never left Jamaica when he's old. He never left Jamaica when he's old. But he's over there. So I think other players can make it. Lamar Walker was about to be recruited by Vasca, but they didn't want to pay Portmore. The Miami coach said that he was lucky to get Lamar because he was on his way to Belgium before the pandemic. Then, brother, the pandemic not done now, man. Then sign some little short-term contract, but it's not too late because he's still young. Yeah, and maybe listen. I want to challenge. I said this before now, that people need to. I think this is a serious thing in Jamaica. I think one of these, some of us footballing fans, need to create an agency in Jamaica, FIFA-approved agency, because too much of our talent get wasted because there's no proper representation at the agency level. I think that is the biggest problem. In other words, it is the clubs sometimes who are trying to get the players over there. And maybe a club believes that them forget 50,000 for a man and them now go take 40. So them rather send him go, I don't know, send him go MLS, USL for the 50,000 instead of Switzerland for the 30,000. Yeah, I think I said that already. Jairus. Pagan said there are many different factors. Players have kids, body agents, the hungry dies, language barriers, frustration, tons of reasons, to be honest. Tons of reasons are tons of excuses. Neil says people learn languages best by immersion. So that is mostly an excuse. I think you're right about the lack of good agent. And I think so. I think somebody, like, if my son did turn a big baller, he's a straight America team, I'm going to deal with and try to find an agent. Because there's no place in Jamaica that I can go to have an agent represent him. So and we need to develop that in Jamaica. Listen, right now in the Premier League, if you're a good agent, just listen. You know what I don't understand about Jamaica. We're going to wait until some people from some other country come here and start it. And start make money off it. Then we get bad mind and say, how the government allow them to come here and start it? And look how long we they all suffer. Look how long we they on the football. And nobody know do this. And then that is what going to happen. But let me tell you this. You know, look at artists. You know how many persons are making money off our artists? Them call them managers. That's what it is in football, you know. The business manager. Business manager. There is, Thomas, I'm going to do a part 2 with a provisional 35. I told the people already that red flag. So all I'm saying is this, that whatever them tell me, I warned you all. There are some red flags. So you know, can't say me never given us some warning that uno not we're not going to be happy still enough. But you can't say me never that warn you. And I'm telling you, it is provisional. So I am hoping that changes are made. Because if changes are not made, the fans are not going to be happy. Let me put it that way. All right, moving right along. Yeah, which is true, Roger. You're going to need links in Europe. So the person have to do that. But we need that. We need, because too many, from I said, Kareem Paris have a good agent. Listen, maybe we need to find out, maybe somebody need to find out who has one of these good agencies and say, listen, open a branch. And I mean, I have the expertise, but we need that in Jamaica. We need that in Jamaica. You know how many people reach out for our artists them because they are managers? Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So there is a provisional list, so we'll work on it. But the truth is that I think a lot of the problems in terms of the players staying in the MLS is short-sightedness, man. Short-sightedness. Man rather quick money than real wealth. I'm gonna end with this story. I told somebody already, you know. A man had a dog. Couldn't find the dog. And the dog name was Money. And some friends found the dog and took it back to the owner. And the owner paid them for the dog. But then the dog was somehow left the owner and all of that. They found the dog again and gave it, you know, sold the dog to somebody else and made some more money from it. So the dog name was Money. And so they had to get rid of the dog to get money. Kind of crazy story. But the whole point of the story is that it takes money to make money. And maybe one of the issue is some of these players would not want to pay an agent. So they rather don't have no agent because they don't realize it takes money to make money. And they don't want to pay the agent fee. So when them go sign the contract and he says, well, the agent says, boy, I need 10% of the fee or 20%, whatever it is. The man said, no, sir, you're mad. If you get $100 and give 20 out of it, I find you a play. But it takes money to make money. Stores and 39 minutes of the stream. Listen, before you leave, please like, share, and subscribe. Our next video, live video, will be to give you the provisional squad. Birds are going to fly in with the information and we'll give it to you. I'm telling you. I think, let me just take this one because it's a very good point. I listen. I've never. I mean, I went to other university, not to GC Foster. I am wondering if, like at GC Foster, that they teach a course in agency money, like a course in sports agency, that kind of thing. I think it is something, because part of what we need to do in our culture. I think I was talking to Mr. Wellington and he was speaking about it, and you need to watch that video I did with Mr. Keith Wellington, president of ISA. And watch this. And he's speaking about taking sports at steps to where he's training his kids to be referees and all of those things. That's where we have to bring sports to Jamaica. Where at GC Foster, you're not learning to be a coach, but there are kids, our youngsters at GC Foster, learning how to be agents. We have too many star athletes in Jamaica who are being represented by people overseas. The athletes grew up here, and all of them have agents who are American. Why we can't make some of the money? It's time for us to make some of the money, man. And some of you who are in here, you understand me? You have thoughts of becoming a millionaire. Maybe this is something that you need to look at. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, that if a player, like now, you have a youngster who wants to be professional at a high school. You become his agent, say him going to play for Harborview. You negotiate on his behalf. That is the problem we have in. Once the player is a professional, he can have an agent. That when he goes to Harborview, the agent says, listen, he's signing a 1-year contract. What happened in our system is that it is the club who becomes the agent. The players need agents. And so some of us who probably, like me, like my brethren Fresh God, and like Shatta, some of us who really complain and cuss the players, we also probably need to look at how are we helping them. Maybe we need to become agents and help them negotiate contracts for themselves better, and help them to project themselves better and market themselves better, because we have some knowledge. They are earning and we are earning, and the football is getting better. I am sure that will help our players and make some of us better off financially. But to give you some time to rest and relax as you prepare for I know the coach's desk, and don't know who may be having a show. And and see how I will release, like I said, a provisional 35-man squad. And then see how that changes. But I started with some good news, right? Let me end with some good news. Greg Lee is back, people. You know Greg Lee? Greg Lee is that left back that we really like. He's back. Greg Lee is back. People, Greg Lee is back. Look out. Greg Lee is back. Greg Lee is back. So that's a sandwich. Good news, some not so good news. Good news at the end. He's back. Okay. Fresh God, they tell us Fresh God, don't pressure me. Hey, Fresh God, you know the problem with Fresh God and Jera. They know say if they pressure me, Me gonna release the information. Yo, me not say nothing more Fresh God. Fresh God, you not trick me. You not trick me. Fresh God, me not get in no trouble. Me not tell you. Me get a timeline from the bird them when me supposed to drop the thing, but we are gonna drop it them time. There. But now, man, I'm already available. But remember I said Greg Lee was out recovering from injury, so he's back now and thing. And so look out. You understand me? But yeah, listen, blessing. Listen, I really appreciate all of you who stayed on with me. We don't have to like sometimes we don't agree on all things, and all of us have different styles. But I really appreciate everyone. You understand me? I tell people I've learned in life that whether things are good or bad, you can learn from it. Criticism have helped me grow because I learned long time. If you don't want to be criticized, be nothing, do nothing, say nothing. All right, and so I enjoy every person being on. I mean, those who get upset, those who don't like what man said, those who like it, that's all good. You understand me? That's how we grow. We should be able to disagree without being disrespectful. You understand me? That's what we want. We want disagreements. And let us on these platforms show Jamaica that as men, we can have disagreements and strong arguments and still don't back guns and back knives. But we have robust discussions and not be disrespectful. So I want to thank you again for the love and the support from every single one of you. I mean, so many persons I can't call. I try my best sometimes to call all the names, but I'm able to do that right now. To call all the names. But I challenge you to move your ideas into reality. Ideas are not hard to come by. Ideas are not hard to come by. So move from ideas and put the ideas into action. Let me say this to you, and then I'm going to end. Miles Monroe, the late Miles Monroe, says this. Some of the wealthiest persons are the persons, biggest ideas, people that could have done so much to change the world. They are dead and in some cemetery all around the world. Cure for different diseases because somehow the idea never left the head. They had all the great ideas and did nothing about it. Some of you brought up about agency. Maybe that's a God-given idea for you to come out of poverty and walk in real wealth. I tell you this, if you follow your purpose, finances will follow you. Because money follow money. And when your idea, you start put money into your idea, money start to come into your idea. Stop wasting your ideas. Don't die. Die empty, man. Ensure that when you die, every dream and every idea where you have, you live it out and you put it out. Because it's always better to try and fail than to not try and don't know that you would succeed. You can be the next big agent. You could be a billionaire, a millionaire. It's not beyond you to do that. The question is, do you believe in you? Because if you don't believe in you, nobody should believe in you. I'll say that to you again. If you don't believe in you, nobody should believe in you. So believe in yourself. People, love, respect, and stay safe. Stay safe. Social distance, sanitize, and wear your mask. Somebody is asking me to pick a side. Listen, brethren, we don't know so we can't hold up on information. So just next week when I name the provisional squad, we pick a team together. How about that? All right, Fresh God, big up, bro. People, jump over on the coaches desk later. Show some love and some support over there. And all the other platforms, support them. It doesn't hurt if you support the other people. I mean, if you have a channel, tell me what it is. And if I can punch it in my thing, I'll do that. Because this is not about me. It's about us. And we need to all support each other. Blessings. This is I Am Sure Sports, and I'm Omar Stennett. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.